flop for the loose cannon right here, which is 9-7 king, 2 diamonds. Seaver checks his gut shot. Jensen pushes all in with ace high.
Now I'd like to know exactly what that is.
Very strong move from the loose cannon. Somehow, even though completely dominated, Daniel has flopped his only live card, and it's the best hand.
60,600.
Loose cannon. Aaron Jensen's at risk for all of his chips, and he's remarkably calm. Looks like Daniel thinks there's a real shot his 9 is best.
Daniel calls. And Seaver folds.
All right.
Once or twice, it's up to you.
Once is fine.
Okay.
I think you got me.
Run it once, he says. Let's get it over with.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Aaron needs to catch a card, or his big game journey is over.
One time.
This is for the wedding right here. Ace or queen. Ace or queen for a beautiful wedding.
Aaron's wedding will either be at the Four Seasons or the 4H.
It'll be a good wedding. Yep. Decent amount here.
Yeah, if you raise livestock.
The turn.
Ace on the turn.
5 of diamonds.
Come on.
Diamond.
Where is it?
Can I replace one of my cards with a diamond?
As long
you
no.
can. How much are you willing to pay for that? Yeah, you can take mine. You can take my diamond.
Aaron needs a queen or an ace, or his queen will be kicking his ace.
The river card for Aaron Jensen. The 6 of diamonds.
Sorry, brother.
Diamond.
All right. Good playing with you. Hey, good playing with you, man.
Yeah, good playing with you
You
guys.
played really well. It's my second cannon so far.
So Daniel crushes another dream. Find out who fills the cannon seat when we come back.
PokerStars.net is now offering you poker tips directly on your phone. We will send you text messages and video tips from the PokerStars.net pros. All you got to do is text POKER to the short code 52525. Really easy. Text message POKER to 52525 now. Standard text message rates apply.
Welcome back to the big game, where Daniel Negreanu has just busted our loose cannon and crushed his dream of having an opulent wedding. Right now, Aaron's with Amanda.
All right, Aaron. The dream is over. How are you feeling? I know you're not feeling good.
You know, it's, I could have waited for a better spot probably, but, you know, it is what it is.
Overall, are you satisfied with the way you played?
I think I played all right.
But you think you could have picked a better spot?
Yeah, probably. I had a little bit more room and, you know, a couple more hands left, but, yeah.
Well, good luck.
Thank you
Thanks
much.
for being our loose cannon.
You bet. It was a blast.
Thanks, guys. Time to check in on the cannon standings.
There they are. It looks like that $63,000 mark set by Nadia Magnus is going to be quite the challenge for our online qualifiers to surpass.
Well, right now, Aaron's seat is being filled by a very familiar face. It's the one and only Unabomber himself, Phil Locke.
With his buy-in at $100K, there's now almost 1.2 mil on the table.
Welcome to the game, Mr. Luck. Looks literally like you just woke up.
I
kinda.
did. I was asleep in the green room. 100%. As I was waking up out of a restful sleep, he was busting.
The weird part is that Phil Locke was sleeping in the green room, but no one even asked him to come by today.
Ace Queen for Lex.
Would you buy 100?
Raises to 1,500. Vanessa folds.
So since I was asleep, I don't know who's steaming or who's on a rhythm.
Lex is steaming.
You're steaming? Okay.
Todd is steaming. Scott is just plays like he's steaming.
Don't you mean steam rolling the table? Scott re-raises to 5,200.
You got to wonder about how self-aware Scott Seaver is. Daniel mentions he's playing like he's steaming, then he re-raises with 8 high.
Action folds. Back to Lex.
Now we're back to the guy who I don't think is really steaming, though he is losing.
Veldhouse calls. The flop. 6 king ace. Lex checks top pair.
Lex is going to continue to let Scott steam bet.
Scott fires 8,000.
Pretty easy call for Lex.
And there it is.
He lets Scott keep repping a big hand, and he plays it safe.
The turn, trip aces for Lex.
This is a good card for Lex in more ways than one. It improves his hand and gives Scott even more reason to try to rep one himself.
Lex has checked over to Seaver, who bets 20,000.
And Scott fires 20,000 into the abyss. I believe this is what the kids call a punt.
Lex calls.
Lex is going to have to decide on the river if Scott will fire again or if he should lead out and risk tipping Scott off.
The river, the queen of clubs, giving Lex a full house. Lex checks.
How much do you have?
Oh, man, this could get brutal for Seaver if he's thinking about making a play.
Can you break down the yellows? Just because they're random.
Scott Seaver might be riding out this bluff like George to the Hamptons.
Thank you. Check's good.
Try real good for Lex.
It's ironic that Scott wasn't steaming this hand, but he probably will be now.
Lex wins a pot of nearly 68 grr.
When you play with fire...
Pocket sixes got screwed, huh?
Kings.
Yeah, that's it. Supposed to claim just right under. Ace-6.
So Lex actually gets to win one on the river here, and as you can see, he's been playing super aggressive here tonight and ranked first for some important stats we're watching. But when it comes to showdowns, he is the worst of it over 2/3 of the time.
But not that time.
The coolered so hard by Lex. Brutal.
Coolered?
They called in the cooler.
Even after getting caught red-handed, Scott Seaver still can't manage to tell the truth. Never seen someone lie so much about their hands.
I'm telling you the truth when I say Scott has king 4 suited.
I don't even know if I can believe you.
He raises to 1,000. Just look at the screen, pal. Action folds over to Lex. He calls. Vanessa, king 10 suited. She calls. And Daniel's in.
They know where they're going.
Oh, and he's humble, too.
4 to the flop, which is queen deuce 5.
Lex is flop best again with top pair of queens.
Goes check, 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 check. Jack of clubs on the turn.
Lex turns the best hand, but Vanessa's picked up an open-ender.
And she fires 2,500. Daniel folds. Scott folds. And Lex calls.
Playing cautiously worked for Lex last hand. I'd say he's taken a similar line.
The river gives Lex his second straight full house. Vanessa checks.
Lex has to value bet, but I'd say there's not much of a chance Vanessa will look him up. But that's why it's Lex's job to come up with whatever number will get her to commit more money to this pot, and not mine.
How's 16-4?
Vanessa hasn't insta-folded. What Lex has done here is made a very big overbet to make it look like a bluff. Still going to be a tough call for her with king high.
Lets it go. Lex picks up another decent pot.
I don't know what you had or anything, but when you called the turn, I decided that you were going to bet big on the river. Like, way over bet. I just had that feeling. You know how come? Because you talked to me about poker a lot, so I figured it made a lot of sense.
So Lex takes down the final 2 pots of this show, but the story continues to be Scott Seaver and Vanessa Russo, who have turned huge profits.
Daniel knocked out the loose cannon Aaron Jensen and fought his way back to even, and Phil Locke has joined us in the loose cannon stead.
Well, we've played our last hand of poker tonight, and sadly, we saw the end of our loose cannon, Aaron Jensen. But our table is loaded, and there's over $1 million still in play. So expect fireworks tomorrow night. I'm Amanda Leatherman saying goodbye for now, and remember, if you've got the cash and the guts, there's always a seat open at the big game. See you next time.
Remember, if you want to appear on the big game and be a loose cannon, simply log on to PokerStars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day. For Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose. See you tomorrow night.
I'm doing very good. They woke me up in the green room. They pulled me
You're
out here.
supposed to be like watching everyone see how they're playing.
I know. That was why I was in the green room, to try and watch it.
You're supposed to be watching Lex. He's the new guy.
Lex and Scott keep having hands, you know? They keep getting involved. Scott's getting involved with everybody, really.
Me? No, I just play the cards.
It was fun. I had a good time. I mean, I got to play a good number of hands, and I have a story now.
The preceding program was sponsored by PokerStars.net.